103 Country, it's Tommy Brandt, Broken. That's a good jamming tune there, Tommy.
Thank you. Yeah, I was listening to just the background of it. It almost sounds like a horse galloping in the background, doesn't it?
Yeah, great song. Tommy Brandt joining us in studio. And Tommy, all right, let's tell the story about this song. This is going to be in a movie, and then you told us that because of this, you're in the movie now, and it's not like it's somebody's project for school. This is big time movie that you're going to be in with Mr. George Lucas, Mr. Star Wars guy. Tell our listeners about how this song got you and your son involved in this movie.
It's kind of neat, you know. I'll say it's a God thing because I'm a little podunk cowboy from Central Florida, and doors just keep opening up like this. I was actually ministering over a funeral, and I met one of the ladies who was one of the script writers on it. And she heard the song Broken and asked me if I'd want to be in the movie and write some of the soundtrack for the movie. So I started writing, and the more I wrote, the more they listened to the music, they said, hey, we could use this in the movie. And so Broken wound up being the song that I'm singing. I'm in a church as a cowboy that's in there. He is in a family of NASCAR racers.
All right.
And the gist of the story is...
You got our listeners interested now.
Yeah, if you put NASCAR and rodeo together, man, it doesn't get any better than that. And good country music.
And good country music. You got a great movie right there.
They wanted me to write music that kind of falls back into the 90s country sound.
Okay.
So I did some Brooks and Dunn sound and stuff and such. Okay. But anyway, I wound up playing the part of a cowboy preacher.
That was a stretch, wasn't it?
That was hard for me to do. But I was in a little church singing Broken, and this old NASCAR driver who broke up from his family. His dad was a world champion, and he had a family, breakup, whatever you want to call it, and starts rodeoing for a living. Okay. And just in spite of his family, really good rodeo cowboy. And Scott Eastwood's the guy playing in the movie, so he's a good looking dude anyway. And of course, there's a girl in there, and the love story goes on. But he winds up walking into the church when I'm singing Broken, and it kind of fits his life at the time. And so I get to lead him to Christ in the middle of this secular movie.
Okay.
It's called Texas Honky Tonk Nights, and there's bar scenes and line dancing, bar fights, and drag racing on the street.
Now, you said you guys had started to do this film before COVID, and then, of course, COVID hit and changed the world. Any idea when this will be in theaters?
It'll be at least a couple of years, probably. We've still got about a quarter of it to finish filming.
Okay.
And it takes a while to get it all edited and get it all sent out and stuff. So we're crossing our fingers. We're 5 years into it since COVID stalled us, and so we're waiting. It'll be exciting.
But I want you to tell the part about you told us, the part where it was going to be an R-rated movie, and your son got to fill in for Scott Eastwood. I don't want to tell the whole story. You're the one that tells it, but I'm trying to.
Yeah, it was kind of neat. Again, one of them God moments that we were doing the script read, which is when all of the actors get on a phone line, and we start at the top of the script just like we're reading the movie from start to finish in your part. And Scott couldn't be on that day, so they asked my son, who was at the time, I think he was 18 years old, and he's homeschooled, and I'm thinking, I don't even know if my boy can read, because we never had out loud reading. And he said, Dad, I got this, okay? And then I got to thinking, my son, he's grown up in a Christian home, and he probably hadn't said a 4-letter word in his life other than eat and spelled it wrong. But anyway, so I'm thinking, I don't know how this is going to work. He said, Dad, I got it. Well, all the way through the script, there's F-bombs and GD and all this, and I'm like, wonder what he's going to do here. And I never even mentioned that. I'm going to let it play out. So he gets to all those parts, and instead of saying the F word or GD, he'd say gosh darn or shoot or dang or whatever, he just fill in and just read it like it was part of the script. And all the producers are on there, including George Lucas. And after we read through the script, he said, who was reading the part of Scott? And Tristan said, well, that'd be Tommy Brandt too. And, he was just filling in. And he said, well, I need to talk to you guys after everybody gets off here. And we're like, we're being called to the principal's office. But he said, I noticed you changed the script a little bit. Why'd you do that? And he said, well, I'm not comfortable saying those words. And George said, you know, as you was reading that, he said, that actually fits better than the words we had in the script. And he said, I realize that we can change it from an R-rated movie to a PG-rated movie and have a more vast audience.
That's why he gets the big bucks.
So so we changed it to a PG rating instead of an R rating.
Okay.
And another really cool thing, I didn't tell you this early.
Oh, good.
God opened so many doors. I get a call from Tristan, and or a text, and she said, I need you to call me if you don't mind. And she said, you know, it's just one of them texts. I'm like, oh, we're out of the movie. So I call her up. I'm like, what's up, Tristan? And she said, I got something to ask, and I'm kind of scared to ask you or whatever. And Joe Gibbs is one of the sponsors of the movie.
Yeah,
He's
Joe
one
Gibbs.
of the head shit. And she said, I already got with Joe, and Joe's on the phone line with us, and Joe's like, hey, Tommy. And I'm like, oh, hey, Joe. And
Did you call him Coach?
you know I did,
Oh,
because
okay.
I always know him from NASCAR and stuff. So anyway, long story short, is she said, I wanted to ask you if you would baptize me on set.
Oh, nice.
And I already got permission from Joe, and Joe's like, yeah, that'd be great, Tommy, if you wouldn't mind doing that. And she said, I was so scared to ask you. And I'm like, why? I'm like, I'd be honored to. So we haven't got to do it yet. But
Okay.
we're still planning on baptizing her on set.
Talking with Tommy Brandt in studios with us this morning. Let's play another one from you, Tommy. This one is, we're going to play Rockin' of the Cradle. This is Tommy Brandt on 103 Country.